This is the YouTube edition of my book, A Course in Miracles Workbook Nuggets, which is a study aid for the course's workbook for students. I'll begin by reading my book's commentary for today's lesson over a visual of the book's text. I'll then return with some further thoughts on the lesson, which are only included in this YouTube edition of my book. Today's lesson is part of a 10-lesson group that runs from lessons 291 through lesson 300, each of which relates to the real world as understood in the course. I'll be repeating the same introduction for each of lessons 291 through 300, so you can skip past this introduction in the future if you like. Timestamps taking you directly to today's Workbook Nuggets commentary and to my further comments are provided in the description below. In the section entitled, What is the Real World?, which precedes these 10 lessons, we are told that, quote, the real world is a symbol, like the rest of what perception offers. Yet it stands for what is opposite to what you made. Your world is seen through eyes of fear and brings the witness of terror to your mind. The real world cannot be perceived except through eyes forgiveness blesses, so they see a world where terror is impossible and witnesses to fear cannot be found, end quote. We are further told that, quote, the real world is the symbol that the dream of sin and guilt is over, and God's Son no longer sleeps, end quote. Today's lesson from my book and my further thoughts, which are only contained in this YouTube edition of the book, follow. A link to the book on Amazon.com is provided below. Lesson number 291, October 18. This is a day of stillness and of peace. The first step is to quiet our minds. Quote, be still and know that I am God. Psalms 46, verse 10, World English Bible. The real world is always there for you to see. But just as the sun's corona can only be seen during a total eclipse, the real world can only be seen when you have silenced the racket which you call your day-to-day concerns and thoughts. The title of today's lesson is, This is a Day of Stillness and of Peace. Let's endeavor to make this true. Let's see if there is a way to make this happen. And let's try with a particularly difficult case, like an overstressed day. The first step is to realize that even in the midst of crippling stress, time constraints, and chaos, that there is a central core in you that remains at total peace and tranquility. And if it is there, which the Course and every other spiritual discipline assures you that that is so, it can be reached. You need not stay long in this place of peace. Only a moment will do, which is fortunate since a moment is all that you often have. But just knowing that the peace is there and that it is the real eternal you makes all the difference. You will still be in your stressful situation, but you will know it for what it is. It is the chaos of the illusion, which, as all things of time and the illusion, will pass. Like your ego itself, your stressful situation is a temporary whirlpool or eddy in the eternal river of your existence. You are not the whirlpool. You are the ever-flowing river. Remember that. Grow beyond thinking of yourself as a fragile and time-bound person and be at peace. You are the ever-flowing river, the eternal and sinless child of God. The eddies and the body will change and resolve in time, but you will continue to flow beyond. That is who and what you are in truth.